truck here right quick. Diesel, no high horsepower, but has tons of torque. So we're on our way down to the coast. I apologize for the bounciness of the camera. Hopefully it can stabilize in post. So we got a fifth wheel job. So today's gonna be a relatively easy day. We're driving down to Surrey. We're just on Highway 1 because the coke was a mess this morning. We're getting rain on Highway 1, which means there's snow on the coke and it's a mess. So I'm not taking it. So yeah, we're on our way down and just gotta grab a 2001 fifth wheel. It's 31 feet long, nothing crazy. It's going to the island, so we're gonna be on the boat. Unfortunately, because I only have one shot of vaccine and I'm not fully vaccinated, I'm not allowed to walk around the boat. So I get to stay in my truck, which is fine. I'm gonna grab a 2-hour nap because the boat ride's 2 hours. So, and then we have about, I think it's 60 clicks to where it's being dropped off. So relatively not an expensive day, just the boat. So it's about $300 for the boat. I'd say probably about $150 in fuel. We take home about 500 bucks in our pocket for a day's work. Not too bad, not too crazy. Just something to fill the day, you know. $500 in the bank account's better than nothing in the bank account for one day. So, and then the following day after, time we get back to Kamloops, we grab the flat deck and we head up to Calgary to go grab a truck. And then also we might be heading up to Terrace for another load. So we've been busy. It's been pretty crazy for the last couple of days, which is good. Lots of video content for you guys. I need a haircut while I'm in Calgary. Probably jump into a Tommy gun somewhere and get my hair done. And yeah, I just want to say good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be from, or whatever time you may watch this video. Yeah, just letting you know what's happening. Hope you guys enjoyed the time lapse. I hope you enjoyed seeing the destroyed section of road. Didn't actually, we got through it pretty quick. Last time we sat there, I was there for about 45 minutes to an hour waiting to get through. Today, I think it was only like 10 minutes, if that. So it's not too crazy. But yeah, we're expected to arrive in Surrey about 10:30 tonight or tomorrow in the morning. Right now, like 2.5 hours from now. Should be pretty smooth sailing from this point forward. It's raining because it's, I don't know, +4. Truck says 0, so this might turn into snow. I don't know. But we got brand new tires on the truck. The oil change is done. Now, I didn't film the oil change for the truck for one reason. I didn't do it. We got hit with a massive blizzard in the place that where I was getting my tires done. They said they had no one coming in. They had the time. They charged me, I think it was 40 bucks to do the oil change. So I was like, you know what? It's worth it, in my opinion. It was super cold where I lived, and it was just crappy, crummy weather. So I was like, you know what? Let's just let them do it. We are due for a fuel filter, so we gotta go pick those up today. Hopefully we can get back off the island in time to grab it. If not, we'll grab one in Kamloops and at Riverside there and put it in. We need to get the engine one and the chassis one. Now I only change the chassis one every second fuel filter because it's just a water separator, right? And my diesel goes through multiple filters already, and in reality I don't need to change it. It never really looks bad, but I do it anyways. I change them anyways. So yeah, pretty straightforward, pretty easy stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much all the updates we have for right now. Let's get back on the road as I get more awake. We've been on the road for a couple of hours now, or an hour and a half. I'm not 100% up yet. I'm just kind of cruising along, doing my thing, making my way downtown, you know. So, yeah. But we're going to film the loading and unloading today. It's a fifth wheel. It's pretty straightforward stuff. It's not that hard to do. That looks warm down there. There's like a hot spring down there somewhere. It's like steam coming from down there. Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. that's awkward. So this girl, we're moving the fifth wheel for, actually thinks she thought she booked it for the 5th of February, and she just turned around now and said, I thought you're coming on the 5th, because that's when she said she booked it. Thank God I keep all my documentation and paperwork, because I showed her that no, you booked it for the 4th of February. And she even made it stress that it needs to be picked up on the 4th and dropped off on the 4th. So we're here, we're early, we're on time, we're in time, whatever. And hopefully we can get this dealt with quickly. Unfortunately, like, I booked the ferry for today, but there's going to be extra expenses if I have to sit down here for the day, which sucks. It's 10 a.m. Like, I don't know what more you want in this circumstance, but like, it's one of those situations where it's like, you booked it for the 4th. It's the 4th that needs to be picked up. This trailer, I don't know, man. That fifth wheel looks weird. It looks like someone extended it. Like, every fifth wheel usually doesn't stick out from the trailer itself. Normally they're pretty dead close. But this one, it is really, really, really low. So I hope I don't have to lower my fifth wheel hitch. We'll have to measure it, because right now the trailer's level. So I'm gonna have a quick look at that. I'll be right back. So it's like 4 inches lower than the average, or at least I just measured our neighbor's trailers, and it's about 4 inches lower. So we'll hook it up to the truck and see what the squat is, and then we will adjust if we need to adjust. Right now, I don't know why or what's going on here, but I guess she's not sure if the park is ready on the other side. And the other thing too is, like, being realistic here, guy. She made the ad, I didn't. She put the date for the 4th, so it wasn't one of those situations where it was you choose the day to pick up and drop off. It was one of those offers. So she set the date of when it needed to be picked up and dropped off, and then she put an offer in at I think it was $1,300 or something like that. Oh, she just texted me 1 second. All right, so this is awkward. So our boat ticket is non-refundable because we're commercial operators. We pre-booked the times and everything else like that. So I told her, like, that's not, like, I feel bad for her, but at the end of the day, we not only booked it, she set the date, we confirmed everything like a week ago. Actually, we confirmed everything pretty much a week after booking, and then also reconfirmed it a week prior to pickup, and then we communicated with her before we came down. So, like, she's like telling me, like, she's gonna rush to get the trailer ready. Lady, I don't know what to tell you, man. You're the one who made the date, not me. And she tried to pull a fast one on me too. That was the funny part. She tried to say that the person, she said, I texted your boss and I told him to be here for the 5th. And I literally just opened up the text messages and just showed her, it's like, I am the boss. I'm the owner operator. I'm the only one that works for this company other than my wife. And I said, you never spoke to my wife. My wife didn't even know I had this job. So I was like, you spoke to me and you did not have this conversation. She said, I did. I told him on the phone. So it went from a text message to the phone. And then I said, well, I record all my customers' conversations, just for security reasons and for this exact situation, for hearsay. And all she's like, oh yeah, I'll get ready as quick as I can. So what happened is, she woke up or didn't go to bed last night because she looks tired, and she just straight up was like, I'm too tired. I'm just gonna get this guy to come back tomorrow. And if you checked her phone, she would have received a text from me saying like, hey, I'll be there in an hour. And like, well, I texted her this morning saying I'm leaving Cache Creek now because I was sleeping in Cache Creek last night at the Husky. I should really get like a freaking membership at Husky there, because like I was there, like I'm there all the time. But so I'm leaving Cache Creek now. It's 6 o'clock this morning. Texted her when I was home saying I'm about an hour away. Texted her again when I was about a half hour away, and then texted her when I showed up, and then she came out because I was petting her dog, and she's like, I have you booked for tomorrow. No, you don't. Sorry, buddy, you do not. So she fucked up, my guy, not me. I didn't set the dates. Sorry. I don't know what to say. I feel bad for her, but at the same time, it's like I didn't book it. Like I don't. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's like I told her, like, you know, I can delay it, but it's gonna cost money. And I think, but as soon as I said that, that's when she's like, oh, we got to get it there. Yeah, it is true, because the moment I actually, I'm gonna pull over here for a second. I'm gonna need the GPS. I don't know. I know where I am, but I don't know where what I want to get to is at. I want to get to Starbucks. I hate people like this. I don't hate people like this. I should correct myself. People should realize what they do and do not do in these circumstances. So like her messing up the booking dates, it's not like we didn't confirm the dates 4 different times. Like, we confirmed them. She booked it, and now she's turning around saying, oh, there's a lot of dust there. Now she's trying to back out of it, but it's fine. I didn't do anything wrong, so it is what it is. She didn't sort herself out, so. But I'm gonna have Starbucks. I'm gonna get coffee. I'm gonna take a leak, get back here to this park, and then just sit and play the waiting game. See you guys soon. Good news, everyone. Yeah, sound like a Futurama there. We're on the lineup for the ferry. The customer, I showed up at 11:30, expecting the customer not to be ready and to come up with a different game plan. But the customer is ready. As I was pulling into the yard, she texted saying, "I'm ready to go." Half hour sooner than I told her I was going to be there, which is fantastic. And we can shut this down right now. We don't need it running. So we got loaded up. Tires are a little flat. Now, normally I would stop at a gas station and top them up, okay? But we're only 18 clicks from the ferry, from where I picked up this load. They're not flat. They're like down maybe 15 PSI, 20 PSI or something like that. Like, they're meant for 50 PSI, and they're down at 30. So it's not the end of the world, but with commercial here in the ferry, you have to show up an hour before, or a half hour to an hour before. You have that timeline in between. If you're too soon, they won't guarantee your booking. If you're too late, they won't guarantee your booking. Now for commercials, if you don't pre-book, you will not get on this ferry. That's just how it is. Well, they'll put you in a lineup, but you will have to wait until there's an available space. So we got this just in time. We got here with literally 5 minutes to spare, and it wasn't too bad actually. To get this fifth wheel on the boat was $296.85. So not too crazy. It's gonna cost us about $75 to get back over. This ferry is pretty good. It's a 2-hour long ferry. It's not like the other job we did where the horse trailer, where it only took us 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 40 minutes. Well, we took 2 ferries through the horse trailer, and I visited a friend in Texada. So, and there's the customer right there, behind that F-250 or 350. I recognize their Ford. It's a very unique color. It's like a, it's like a bluish greenish color, but I've never seen a Ford Edge like that, or Explorer. I'm not sure what she has there, but I've never seen that color before. So kind of threw me off for a whirl. But yeah, we're here. We're waiting in line. We'll board in 20 minutes, and we're golden. I don't think the boat has arrived yet, or it's close to arriving. Yeah, it's arriving. So we're gonna be loaded fairly quickly here, probably in the next 10 minutes. Like I said, we got here in the nick of time. Yeah, I gotta use the washroom. I gotta take a leak. I'll be right back. I don't think the customer's coming to talk to me. Nope. Sweet. We'll talk to you guys in a minute. All right, I feel better now. I took a leak. Oh, so needed. So yeah, it seems like the ferry's docked and cars are starting to get off, so that's a good sign. We're gonna get loaded very, very shortly here, soon. Now, the guy in front of me, I wish I could change the camera like on the fly, but I don't think you can. But he was smart when he loaded his truck. I'll show you. Look at what he did. He threw his Super B trailer on top of the other trailer. That's a smart way of doing it, to save the ferry fees for being an extra 40 feet long. It's nice. My man's thinking with his head. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's so expensive. The extra 40 feet is probably like 500 bucks. So if you can, whipped cream, by the way, it's good. If you can save it, you can save it. That girl did not give a toss about her job. She billed us at exactly 50 of what the thing says. I'm pretty sure I'm longer than 50. I'm pretty confident I'm probably close to the 55, 56 feet. The girl said it was 31 feet. I think it was 31 feet from the lower section to the back section. I don't think she included the actual tongue, which is no big deal, not at all. But it was just funny. The girl was just like, you could say you're 20 feet. I don't care. She literally is like, I don't care. I love that. Joked around her. It's like, well, I'm 9 feet then. Charge me 75 bucks to take this over the ferry. That'd be sick. Nah, these things are expensive to go over the ferry. It's crazy. There's a city bus that takes the ferry, apparently. I didn't know that was a thing, but there's a city bus here lined up with us. Either it's going for service. Oh no, there's a bus stop at the terminal. All right, that makes more sense. I was like, why would you put a bus on here? Why wouldn't you just let people get off, get on the ferry, then get a new bus on the other side? It makes sense now. There's a ferry term. There's like a bus terminal up there. It's just barely seeable. There's like 3 or 4 buses there. What? Oh, it's a COVID advisory warning. If you don't have your vaccine passport, you're fucked. Just kidding. They'll let you walk around here. You just got to wear a mask. Where I'm like, it's fine. It's okay with me. I just sleep back there for 2 hours or just chillax. Maybe look at the map and kind of plan out a route to get this to its destination. And yeah, pretty much go from there. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the time lapse so far. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Today, like I said, is a fairly easy job. It's 4 hours deadhead, pick up this trailer, ride a ferry for 4 hours total, in about maybe like what? It was 15-20 minutes to get here in like, what are we looking at? Maybe an hour to get from the ferry terminal to where this guy got dropped off. Not even a big deal. I like it. As long as I don't have to fill up the diesel on the island. If I have to put diesel in the truck, I'm just gonna put like 10 bucks in. I'm not paying almost $2 a liter for diesel. You can fly a kite. So, it's fine. It's funny, the customer intentionally delayed herself. She did not want to see this thing rolling down the road. I don't know why. But it is at a stupid angle, by the way. But I didn't have time to adjust my hitch. It's literally leaning like this on the back tires. Like all 4 tires on the ground, but she's leaning pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't fix it. I kind of looked at it. I kind of looked at her pin and I looked at my pin. And I don't think her pin... her pin can't go any lower. And my my hitch only has about 2 inches or 4 inches of adjustment. So, and it needs to come down like a foot. So, but it's an aftermarket 5th wheel pin on this, I think. Like, I think initially it was a gooseneck trailer. And then she got an adapter to make it a kingpin. Because how far it sticks down in the box and the kind of hitch system it has, it looks like there used to be a pipe there for a gooseneck ball, and then she removed the pipe and then put in a pipe that it has binders on it, or like locking shafts, or like there's a pin that you lock in. It looks like she put a kingpin there. So I think this was a gooseneck trailer for the previous owner, and then they converted it to kingpin. This guy still talking to his friend? Yep. I'll start the truck once this guy gets back to his truck. I think they're already loading people, bud. You might want to get back to your vehicle. Too busy talking to his buddy. What? Can't sit in the truck for 5 more minutes and get loaded, then go talk to your buddy for 2 hours you have? We're supposed to depart in the next 9 minutes. All the cars already messed off, so that's good. Alright. We'll get on this boat. We'll sleep for 2 hours. We'll go off duty because I don't have to be on duty. I'm just passing out, so I don't need to be on duty for this. And then, yeah, we'll start again when we get on the other side. See you later. Hi, good evening. Pretty much we got off the boat. Job's done. We're paid in full. The girl was, okay, so be fair, I was going to film the load, but I felt quite bad for her. She genuinely thought she booked it for the 5th, and she kind of was argumentative at first, but I think she realized that, because she said, I'll pack up and get ready to go. She was stressed out. Well, she got done quickly, but I think she realized when she was on the ferry, I think she calmed down, and then didn't calm down. She was just stressed out. But moving is stressful. Everyone's stressed out about moving. But her attitude flipped 180 the moment we got off the boat on the island there, because I think she checked all of her paperwork. And well, not the paperwork. We could talk via U-ship, and I confirmed, and she actually did. She saw the text messages and the messages on U-ship and her ad saying that she needed for the 4th, picked up on the 4th, must be dropped off in the evening of the 4th. So, as soon as we got off, I had to fill up the tires as soon as I got off the boat, but when we got to the RV park and got her all set up and helped her level the trailer out, she apologized and said, I'm so sorry for being rude to you earlier this morning. She's like, you were absolutely in the right. I messed up, not you. And she's like, she apologized. And I said, that's not your fault. I said, we get our days mixed up, but everyone has a bad day. It happens. Trust me, I've had those days too. It's pretty normal. But, well, the other thing too is her trailer broke in the process of us loading it. So I didn't know. I think it was already broke before, because it was making a weird noise when the legs were coming up. But I don't think the legs were properly coming up on the passenger side of the trailer. When we got to the drop-off point, the driver's side leg was coming down the front, but not the passenger side leg. And I was like, that's an issue. We need to figure out what's going on here. So I start taking it apart. Now I found the problem and got her trailer off my truck and got her leveled out, but it took a little bit of finesse. But I went above the extra mile. That's just customer service we provide. That's just how we are. I've always done that, help someone, good karma comes back in the end of the day. But there was a nut and bolt that broke, and she was a little stressed about it. She was like, I gotta get someone in here to fix it. I don't know how much that's gonna cost. And I said, honestly, it's not expensive. And I actually took it apart and actually removed the nut for her, because the screw had snapped off. But those bolts are so loose put in there that you can take it out with your finger if you push hard enough. So we removed the bolt, and I said, just take it into Lordco up the road there and tell them that you only need a 1/4-inch bolt, grade 6. Try to get a grade 8 if you can, if they make a grade 8 bolt that size. I was like, and then that's all you need. And I say, honestly, your best bet, realistically, is just to get a safety pin that goes through with a cotter pin on the other side. Then it's easy to remove and it won't break. So she pretty much was happy about that, because she was stressed out. And we move a lot of fifth wheels, and we move a lot of fifth wheels from manufacturers and things like that. So we learned some tricks of the trades of how to maintenance these vehicles. And she was like, yeah, I had to pay some guy $1,800 to fix the slider in my room because it wouldn't go in. This was, I guess, last year. And I told her, I said, oh, silicone spray it when it's out, and then every month just put it back in, put it back out 3 times, and then silicone spray it again. And I said, that cleans the dirt off the gears. I was like, also, if you have a water hookup, get yourself a pressure washer and keep the trailer clean. And she said, yeah, I gotta start doing that. And I was like, you need to, because if you let a trailer get algae on it like hers is, I told her, you don't want to know how much it costs to reseal a roof. And I was like, if you got algae, there's a special chemical you gotta buy, and it's expensive. It's like $80 to $90 for a bottle, and it's gonna take 3 or 4 bottles to clean off the trailer. So I was showing her tips and tricks and what pressure washers to buy. And I was like, I showed her the chemical guy's algae remover. I use it on boats and stuff like that when customers ask. I have some in a spray bottle, so when I pick up boat trailers that have been sitting for a while that cover an algae, I'm a firm believer of cleaning a car before you deliver it, cleaning trailers, pressure wash if it's raining or dirty or muddy, whatever, cleaning boat trailers, boats, things like that. If I go for a long drive, I always clean them before I return them. And I showed her the algae stuff I use, and I used it on the front of her trailer, and it literally just poured it all off. And I just wiped it, and it looked brand new. And she was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Yeah, it's expensive, but it works really, really well." So I gave her a link to that and showed her like what to buy, what not to buy, and just showed her some tips. And she said that the last 2 people she hired to move that trailer wanted nothing to do with any of that info. I guess the first person she hired to move it from Chilliwack to an RV park, it was a chick, which is fine. But apparently this girl wanted nothing to do with her. She told her like, "Oh yeah, I just move them, that's it." She just unhooked it from the truck and pulled away and just kind of left the girl holding the bag of how to level this trailer. And when I say holding the bag, I mean the bag of manuals, trying to figure it out. I'm not a firm believer in doing that. I know pretty much every trailer inside out and backwards, because once you move about 30 or 40 of them, you start recognizing what features they have. Things are always mostly the same. They all have the same electrical outlets. They all kind of have the same like black tank, gray tank stuff, and all that. So I started showing her like, you know, things around the trailer, what you can do. And she's had it for 3 years, and she was complaining about her plug slowly comes unplugged during the season in the hot cold flexes. I was like, "Oh, there should be a little lock ring for this." And she's like, "I don't know, what do you mean?" And she's like, "Oh, is this?" And she pulls up this gray ring. I was like, "Yeah." So it goes onto the plug, and then there's a little set screws, and then you put it in, you twist it. She didn't even know you could actually lock the piece on at first. And then I showed her that the coupling actually forces it to be tight and gives it a watertight seal. She was like, she didn't know that. And no one told her. And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy that no one told you something like that." But then I showed her like a few other tips and tricks. She was just running a hose on the ground for her black tank and her gray water, and I said, "Oh, you can't do that because it will actually store the feces and the water actually in the tank or in the hose. So if you go to take it off one day, it might actually just pour crap all over your trailer because it never drained." So I showed her, because she bought all the stuff, like she had a bunch of like pegs and things like that. So I showed her how to build the peg system to make it so it's drained and do the 1/4 of an inch per foot kind of thing. And yeah, it was actually crazy. She didn't do any of this when I picked it up. So she's now, I gave her a name for a guy who does RV cleaning on the island. He's the one who does everyone's trailer I know of, and he does an awesome job. He goes on the roof and he hand scrubs the roof and checks the caulking. If it needs to be repaired, he can do it. So mint. Other than that, like, so she's gonna call that guy. I know he's already texted me saying, "Hey, I appreciate it." He's gonna give me a kickback, which is fine. Like, it's like $30, and he does good work. I wouldn't offer his name out if he didn't do good work. So, because my reputation is along with his reputation. But we have some issues for in this video. We have 34 kilometers of fuel left, and we have 45 or 50 kilometers of fuel or a distance to travel to get to Cache Creek. Now, the reason why I took the one is it was a mess. The Coke is a mess. It's been snowing all day on the Coke. It's chain up advisories, and all the truckers I talked to are all like, just avoid the Coke right now. So I took Highway 1. So we're getting into Cache Creek. I'll probably put diesel in the Husky if I make it. And then I will take, I'm not sure what highway it is to get from Cache Creek to Kamloops. But we'll be home in the next hour. Kind of glad I got off-duty time on the boat. We got 4 hours of off-duty. We have like an hour and a half left in our logbook. That's it. So it's pretty good. Today, like I said, today was an easy job. Drive 30 to 45 clicks or something like that, like 15 minutes to get on the boat. Sit on the boat for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Drive 30 minutes to the drop-off point, or 45 minutes. That was it. That was our job today. I'm still on the same tank of diesel that I filled up with this morning at the Husky. Actually, no. Where did I fill up? 70 Mile House is where I filled up, because I had to go get something for my wife in 100 Mile. So I filled up in 70 Mile House. So I drove all the way from 70 Mile House all the way to Surrey, picked up that trailer, took it to the island, took it up to Parksland from Nanaimo, went back to Nanaimo, and driving all the way back to the Husky here on 1 tank of diesel. So that goes to show how good these trucks are on fuel when they're deleted. Now, according to the computer, our whole trip today, we've done 1,100 kilometers apparently, according to my trip meter, which wouldn't make sense. Like from 70 mile to there is about close to 500 and something kilometers. We did about 130 kilometers on the island, another 400 and something to get here. So yeah, we have actually done more than that. I'll calculate the actual distance when I edit this video. But yeah, we're being averaging 11.2. This includes the hauling that 11,000 pound trailer behind us. So not bad. I think we did pretty well. We've been under 10 pretty much the whole time on the way home. This truck averages 7.5, 7.6, loaded with the slip tank and my tools. If you take all the crap out of it and put the seats back in, this thing gets close to almost 6.9, nice, or 7.0. It's funny, my wife's car doesn't even do as good as the truck. When we go on road trips, everyone's like, you take the big diesel, why do you take the big diesel? Oh my God, you took the big diesel this, diesel that, 1 ton truck, oh my God. And then people realize when they gotta stop for fuel in their cars. I was actually funny, I'll tell you a story. We did a trip, okay? And this was a long time ago. This was probably about 6 years ago. I did a trip, I had a tiny tank in the back of the truck. And this was in a 2016 Ram 3500. We were ripping now all my trucks are deleted. Sorry, EPA, suck my dick. All my trucks are deleted, and a guy had the same truck as me, Ram 3500, a tiny tank, about the same amount of clothes, and we're going to do a trip down to the east. We were going down, and I remember we hit Edmonton. We left Vancouver. I got to Edmonton. He got to Jasper. And, well, pretty much we got to Jasper, and he had to fill up. And wow, this is pretty much drag racing my truck right now around these corners. I don't want to lose momentum because then I burn fuel getting up to speed again. But yeah, he was out, and he was like, "What the hell?" He's like, "Oh, you know, you got to fill up diesel." I looked at my tank. I was like, "No, I've only burned. I'm just under half." He wasn't deleted. And I don't run aftermarket air coolers. I do run a tuner, but as anyone who runs a diesel tuner, it doesn't really improve fuel economy. It just kind of dumps more fuel in. And you pray and hope that you have a custom air intake and a turbo that can give you enough air to burn all the fuel. But he was shocked by that. He was only getting like 700 to 800 clicks out of a tank of diesel in his truck. And I was getting close to 15 to 1600 per tank. I was averaging like 7.2 or something like that, 7.3 the whole trip. And when we got across Canada, he went through about $1,000 in diesel to go from coast to coast. I was able to do it for under $500 with the tiny tank. So just the tiny tank and just myself and I, and the truck to be deleted, that's how much it cost. It was like half the cost. You want to talk about a man who ordered the delete kit literally the day of. He was so mad about the fuel consumption in his truck that he literally was down in Nova Scotia, overnighted a Felpro like turbo back exhaust and a tuner from Bully Dog overnight, and deleted his truck in the driveway. He didn't even take it to a shop. He just straight up bought all the parts to delete it and did it himself. He did it in a night. He deleted his truck. And the next day when he took it for a rip, he's like, has so much power, it responds so much faster. And he's like, and the fuel consumption was night and day difference. And when he was driving back, he matched me. He was able to stay with me, and it was half the price. He's like, why do we put all these restrictions on these trucks? And I said, I don't know. Because the EPA says we need to have a diesel exhaust particulate filter, all that stuff, to help emissions. But if you burn 2 times the fuel, which then results in you having to regen, which that should get catched into the filter, but then you have to regen to burn it off. So that emissions is still going out into the atmosphere. It's not changing anything whatsoever. But now you're regenerating, you're burning more fuels to consume the same amount of work. It's just insane. I need to pull over here for a second. Oh, good. Anyhow, I'm pulling over for a sec. I gotta stretch. My fucking back is murdering me. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next trip.